Welcome back to another week of Coach's Corner. The Remsen St. Mary's Hawks are your 2023 Class 1A baseball state champions, making the trip back to state for the 8th straight time. So joining us today is head coach Dean Harpenau. And Coach, the final strikeout, the dog pile, all of the emotions. What was it like to watch that from your perspective?
Yeah, I think, it was like, 7 years since we had, obviously, or 8 years since we had won the state title, and we've come close so many times. And, all those former ball players, they were rooting for us. And, before we left the bus, I said, hey, actually in the practice before, I said, there's not too many times in life you get redemption, a second chance. I said, you guys got a second chance. And before we left the bus, I said, hey, let's win this for the seniors. This is their last shot. And also win for those guys that didn't get a second chance from the RSM family, and that's what the guys did.
Yeah, special for sure. I remember hearing about that exact moment, but this was a motivated group with a lot of belief in each other as well. Just heading into this whole thing, what was the message to them to just really go and embrace it all?
Well, I mean, again, like at the season, we talked about getting back to the state tournament. And then once we get back to the state tournament, then it's, how are we going to win it? How can we get to that title game, and how can we win it? And, obviously, we had a strong road. So 3 Plymouth County teams made it. Plus you got Woodbury Central, Newfonda, and Akron Westfield had a great baseball team as well. And, we were very fortunate to get back there. But we did get 3 teams in there. And, the state did split us up. But once we got there, then the mission was, hey, how can we win it? And we actually had a pretty tough draw. St. Ansgar had a great left-handed pitcher, and Linville Sully, you saw that guy was throwing 88. He was a great pitcher. I think he's going to Morningside, which they got a gym. Then obviously we saw Lisbon's number 1. But our guys rose to the occasion, and we were able to get the job done.
And what is it about this group? Even in some of these games that got close, that went down to the wire, they never faltered. What was it about this group that allowed them to just keep pushing through?
Well, I think this group is great senior leadership. You know what I mean? You got guys like Jackson Bunkers, Kale Wortman, and Alex Schrader. All of them. Brendan Fish. I can go all the way down the line here. Willman. They have been in those moments and have won titles in football, and we're one basket away from getting the state championship in basketball. What kids in the state of Iowa can say, hey, I was in 2 or 3 state title games. Most people can't say that, and they almost did it in 1 year. And so, they were able to bring along some of the sophomores and juniors and mold them, and they'll have an impact on the younger kids as well.
And you talk about that senior group, so special what they've accomplished every year in baseball of their careers, basketball, football state titles. How would you even describe the legacy that they're about to leave behind here?
Yeah, it's quite a legacy. I mean, I don't think any other group has done as much as they have. We've had some great groups come through here, They have something to be proud of, that people will be talking about that for a long time here in Remsen and at St. Mary's. And very special group, very special.
And just this group that you've been able to kind of watch grow up, to watch them accomplish this big goal. I know it was emotional for a lot of you at some point. How special was it just to watch this all go down?
Oh, it was so special, because obviously some of their dads and stuff, they were my classmates, or I watched them perform or play when I was coaching maybe at other places in Northwest Iowa, and there's such a brotherhood or a connectedness with the whole group, the whole community, and former ball players, from around, not only in the state of Iowa, but around the state that they've been watching, and they all understand because they've all gone through that, and some have made it to the state titles, others have not. This group is very special, and everybody knows that because they've done it multiple times in multiple sports.
Definitely. Well, 20 years for you as head coach at Remsen St. Mary's. I'm sure each team leaves a lasting impression, but this group specifically, what do they teach you this year?
I guess, kind of what we said, they're able to take a second chance and get the job done. Obviously, when it was 4-3, you know, we were up 4-0, 4-3. They could have collapsed, and they didn't. We made a pitching change, and Jackson Bunkers stepped up, and then the guys at the plate stepped up. Guys like Cale Ortman, Isaiah Garrett's, you know, all these guys, Hunter Pick, they stepped up, and you know, that was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and you yourself got to play for Remsen St. Mary's back in the day, experienced it all yourself. Now to have the opportunity to coach this long, accomplish what you have, why has this been such a special coaching opportunity for you?
Well, I think it was a special coaching opportunity because you know, my coach Marv Thielen was a Hall of Fame coach, and you know, I respect him, you know, and took a lot of things from him. Marty Kurth also played for Marv Thielen, and I coached under Marty at Galen, Lamar's Galen, and you know, it's just a neat thing. The tree that has come from Marv Thielen is unbelievable, and coaching tree Dale Harpenau, John Staub, Dale Harpenau down in Arkansas, and actually coaching college. John Staub coaching over in Illinois, and you know, I can continue. There's so many that have come from this coaching tree and have been so successful, won state titles or college titles or what have you, and it's just a neat legacy. So
definitely. Now, looking ahead, I know we still have a lot of time before next season, but you do have a handful of guys that are coming back. How motivated are they? How ready are they to try to keep this thing going?
Oh, I think they'll be pretty motivated. Like I mentioned earlier, they don't want this to end, and you know, we got a pretty solid core. We got our number one back, and the other two also throw pretty well, and 3 nice sticks, and you know, a couple guys that platooned, a couple hitters that platooned as well. So kind of got 5 back, and you know, like I said, our JV only lost 1 game. Big sophomore class in there. Got a great 8th grade group coming up here, and you know, you never know. We're not afraid to play 8th graders if they're good enough. I mean, we're going to play them, and you know, again, they know they got to fill in the holes, and so it's going to be a fun and challenging experience, and we'll see if they're up for it.
And that's the beauty of it all, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, they are the 2023 Class 1A state champions. Coach, congratulations. Thanks for joining us on Coach's Corner.
Thank you, Amber.